Day 49, Min beneath the trees. I think the wind's going to get up. Using the feather tips of his left wing, Otlin pulled a large golden orb from under his right wing. He hoisted above his head. It radiated dazzling shafts of light, bathing the glens in a warm glow. This, he announced solemnly, is the seed pod of a silver radiant. For it to germinate and grow quickly, it needs the tears of a lumen. Min was instantly alert. Of course, the forest will need to be regenerated once the fires have swept through and the valley has been sunk. No wonder Otlin kept urging us to save our tears. Flick hummed. You see, we told you. Don't gloat. It's not attractive, Min replied. As soon as the silver radiants knew of the imminent fires, they set about harvesting their seeds and those of the other trees and flora and eggs of all the beings. The megals and many other flappers have been ferrying them back to Lower Glinterdale. They've stored them in some of Scarpel's caves in perfect temperatures to keep them safe. That is also why the valley could not be sunk yet, Otlin said. Now it all makes sense, Otlin, Min said. The work you've already done to save the valley is remarkable. It's our turn to fulfill our contribution. The words were out of her mouth before she knew it. How can we 10 little glens play a part in this mighty feat? She looked at Ficklin. He was nodding in enthusiastic agreement. Absolutely, he beamed. She turned towards the others. Cassian had his fist in the air, pumping a gesture of triumph. Radian was jumping on the spot, as if he was ready to tear into action. Luster, Priska and Frass had illuminated and were blinking their lit bodies on and off like an unsynchronized fireworks display. It made Min dizzy. A reader high-fived Rosette. Matilda stood motionless, hands on hips, a look of steely determination on her face. I assume the regeneration will happen after the fires are out and the valley is sunk, she asked Otlin. That is correct, Matilda. And for that, you're going to need more than just 10 glens. Oh, great Mother Orb, she's right. I hadn't considered that at all. How will we make it work? You will, when you have to. Min was beginning to find Flick's assurance comforting. Quite so, Matilda, Otlin answered. But that is for the next story. For now, we're in the first story. We wanted you to experience the forest so you'll be able to convey its importance on your return. I'll beg your patience on the details until our safe return to Lower Glinterdale. The numbers will be daunting, and you will have enough to deal with already. Matilda said nothing more. Her clarity bolstered Min's flagging energy. It was well into eco-dark now, and none of them had slept or eaten for some time. There was still so much to know. Shinare, Min asked, how many younger trees are there? Are they all together? Where are they? What about the creatures? Do they know? Have they left yet? How many beings are involved? Are there caves in the wall? Slowly, Min, Shinare cautioned, tinkling her leaves. One question at a time, please. I'm sorry, my brain ran ahead of my manners. Of course you need your answers to your insightful questions for you glens to do, what do you call it? Out-of-the-box thinking, Gladwell chuckled. Right now, I think you're in need of replenishment and a rest. We'll be here to answer your questions as soon as you wake. Min was asleep before Gladwell had finished speaking. Chapter 30, Leaders of the Ecosystem. Eco 6 of the 12th lunar cycle past mid-dark. Great awakenings, Gladwell swished his lengthy branches in greeting as soon as Min's eyes opened. Let's start with your first question, Min. The tens of thousands of young trees. Fortunately, they're bunched along the far west of the valley, separate from the old-growth forest. They're well established, though. We arranged it that way to give them light to grow. If they'd tried to grow under our canopies, they'd have been starved of the sun. That's excellent, Cassian approved, stretching his arms above his head. It'd be much easier to deal with had they been separated from one another, Ficklin added, yawning and rubbing his eyes vigorously. As for evacuating the creatures and beings, We've been communicating with them over this last lunar cycle, asking them to harvest their eggs and relocate to the younger tree forest. However, some of the beings are not capable of covering much distance at all. We still have to work out how to help them. There are perhaps billions of those, Shimmeran observed with some discomfort. Billions? That's overwhelming. How? As I indicated before, but for now, Flick began. It's tragic, it's hard, Flutter interjected. We cannot go there now, Flutter. Min could hear Flick's frustration. She was ambivalent. Although her heart was aching and her mind was racing, she now accepted she had a vast task to perform. She'd have to contain her emotions to do it. Flick's right, Flutter. It's too much to consider right now. Sensible choice, Flick responded. Shinra was answering the next question. Many of the flappers and creatures have stayed to work with you in whatever plan you come up with. They'll leave with you before the fires enter the valley. Could you introduce us to some creature and flapper representatives? Min requested. Along the way, I've learned I can speak their languages. Yes, said Shinra, and added in Silvish, that, young Min, is a remarkable gift. You are blessed, and we are lucky to have you. I'm humbled to be here, Min answered. This is it. The work we've travelled so far to carry out, yet now it's about to happen. My brain is a blank, not a single idea or creative thought, just an empty skull. What am I going to do? How will I contribute? Relax, Min, Flutter soothed. That is why you're part of the team, Flick said. Sometimes Min couldn't believe her limitations. How am I the intuitor when I don't have these insights, only you? It's because we are part of you, Flutter began. We are she, and she is you, Flick finished. I don't have the energy to deal with your riddle, but if that's the case, I'd better lead the team, Min answered, realizing how much she had come to rely on these internal conversations with her wings. They had become her trusted companions and seemed far wiser now than she'd given them credit. And I'll see you beneath the trees tomorrow.